Question everything, for the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, white only towns. Interesting. That's everywhere. They already got them. They the ones that control the majority of the resources, the banks, the loans, the grants. They put themselves on all the plush land, all the plush lake fronts and river fronts and ocean fronts, all the best houses, all the best opportunity. They get themselves. They even give themselves immunity when it comes to prosecution in the form of mass incarceration. So when you think about a white-only town, I just look around and see that almost everywhere you go when you drive and go out to the areas that they at, for one. And for two, you know, it's the most prestige areas. Shit, even in your cities, some of the most dominant cities and precious areas in the cities, the sky risers and so on, is their reality. They're the ones make that type of money. They're the ones that make sure that they control the resources for them to make that type of money, to be able to live in plush areas. That's just what it is. But see, when we was doing prominent towns, and we had prominent towns, and we had Black Wall Streets all throughout, you know, the United States, well, they flooded ours with rivers, lakes, ponds, you name it. There's thousands of dams today. And when they wasn't doing that, they was making sure that we couldn't have nothing when it came to having prominent towns. They'll come through with race riots and do all sorts of heinous things. We done been massacred many a times based off of having prominent towns. It's a whole history of it. Every time we did something as a people, when it came to black towns, somehow they ended up getting destroyed. They come up with a reason to wipe them all out. And that's just what it is. And it's sad because this is what we've been dealing with forever. True. One of the most recent ones as well was like the Nubians. Not Dr. Malachi D.C. York, because he's shrouded with a lot of controversy. I don't got no skin in that game. But the Nubians built a pyramid community. And they jumped out of helicopters and all sorts of stuff and came and totally destroyed that whole community for one individual. For one individual, they made everybody else homeless. All the pyramid structures, everything got wiped out. But they've been doing that. And then just like the sisters from Black Wall Street who survived, who was 100 years old, can't get reparations for the property that they lost and the businesses that they lost. And everything goes on as like normal for the colonizers. Us, we got to refigure out how to rebuild, reestablish that type of revenue to rebuild. And a lot of times, working with no resources and no economic growth and under oppression, it makes it very, very hard for you to rebuild a community that been wiped out by hatred. That's just what it is. But there's a long history of that. All the way going back to when the colonizers first got here, just running through the lands, wiping out whatever they choose to, reclassifying you whenever they feel like it. So no, it's not that Aboriginal Negroes of America don't have prominent communities or don't want them. We was forced into ghetto slums and hoods. And then we was economically starved out. We was resource deprived 100% by the system itself. And then the system backdoored us by giving economic growth and resources to all the people that they opened the doors to coming in as immigrants to come into our community and then be prominent in our community. over us based off of the benefits that our people put boots on ground, 10 toes down to get. They gave to all them. And in turn, we lost all our businesses, and all the other nations came in and was able to establish business in our community based off of the help the city, the state, the federal government, and many others gave them. We see it right now happening today in 2025 with the immigrants today. So it ain't no joke. It's just what it is. And the backdoor trick with integration, oh, that was a major trick. That's why Martin Luther King said that he led his people to a burning house. And that's why we were supposed to go to Washington to get our check. Well, before we got to Washington, they got him. What's that check? Reparations. We owe big time. Big time, buku dough. We the only ones in the country that's owed legally by law trillions of dollars. But notice how by their own standards, under their own hatred for us, they always got money for everybody else. They always on TV allocating to give money solely to everybody else but us. That's not done by accident. It's done by hatred. It's done by oppression. It's done by maintaining what their forefathers have done to our people to this day. That's what it is. You can sugarcoat it, you can play with it, you can do what you want emotionally, but we have the receipts and they're there for hundreds of years. And yet still in 2025, you're still unjust and still inhumane and still won't give us justice. It's just what it is. And yes, they use a lot of our people that are our people and a lot of people that look like us because they're in our melanated skin to back doors from us getting justice. You best to believe that. That's 100. So whenever you think about prominent communities and why Aboriginal Negroes of America, the true American NIs, don't have prominent communities, it's because we are the true American NIs. And we've been forced and pushed and demonized and declassified and removed from all our communities by force, by massacre, by genocide, by Holocaust. And in turn, we sit in the ghetto slums and hoods that was formed around us based off of hatred and supremacy. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.